Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are looking at lesson 9. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So what we have here is this is a two-way table that shows data about cell phone usage among children aged 10 to 18. So 10 to 12-year-olds, there are 25 that have a cell phone, there are 35 that don't have a cell phone, which leaves us a total of 60. 13 to 15-year-olds, we have 40 with a cell phone, 10 with no cell phone, and 50 total. And then for 16 to 18-year-olds, we have 50 with a cell phone, 10 without a cell phone, and a total of 60. And these are totals for has a cell phone, no cell phone, and the total number of students that are the total number of children that were surveyed in this. So we've got 115 with a cell phone, 55 without a cell phone, and a total of 170 that we gathered data from. Okay, so for number 1, complete the table. Each row should equal 100%. Round to the nearest percent. So for 10 to 12-year-olds, they already have the 42 wrote in here. How we got that is we took 25 and we divided it by 60 and then multiplied that by 100 to get our percentage. So for this right here, the no cell phone, we're going to take 35 and divide it by 60. So I take 35 divided by 60, which equals approximately 0.58. So our percentage down here would be 58%. Now, if we add 42 and 58 together, what do we get? 100%, which is what we should be getting because all of our totals should be 100 because we're doing this row-based frequencies. So we can go ahead and include our 100% here. Now, when we know what the total is for the percentage at the end, we can take the 100 and minus the 17% from it. We can also do the 115 divided by 170, and that's going to give us 83%. Now, for the 13 to 15-year-olds, we just have the 100%, so that means we have to take and do the division. So we're going to have 40 divided by 50, so 40 divided by 50 equals 0.8. So remember, multiply that by 2. So we end up with 80%. So then we do the same thing. We're going to do 10 out of 50. So 10 divided by 50, which equals 0.2. Once again, move the decimal twice. So we end up with 20%. 20% plus 80% does give us 100%. So this is still a two-way table. So this was a two-way table. This is another two-way table. But instead of just showing the frequency, now it's showing the relative frequency because it's taking and dealing with the percentages. So relative frequency is your key word for this lesson, or relative frequencies is your key word for this lesson. Relative frequencies is your key word for this lesson. Okay, for number 2, two-way tables that show relative frequencies often don't include a total roll at the bottom. Why? So if you notice in this, sorry about the reflection, in this one we had the total with the 115, the 55, and the 170, but down here we didn't have that row. So why wouldn't we take and have that percentage? So reason being, prop this better. All right, are the columns are not percentages of the same number, so you can't add them. Percentages in any column aren't likely to add to 100%. So if we were to take and add the 42, 80, and 83, that's not going to give us 100%. That's going to be over 100%, which isn't going to be the case. That's why we can't take and add our percentages down to get a total like we would up above. So that's why we can't do that, because each of these percentages are out of some other number. So that's why it all depends on what you're using as your number you're looking to have it out of. All right, and number 3. Is there an association between age and cell phone use? How does the two-way table of relative frequencies help to illustrate this? So if we look, is there an association? Yep, there is. So yes, a much higher percentage, of children from 13 to 18 years old have cell phones than children aged 10 to 12. So it's more likely for an older child to have a cell phone rather than a younger child. Now that doesn't mean that there aren't younger children who have cell phones. Obviously 42% of the 10 to 12-year-olds have cell phones, but that's less than half. Over half of them do not have cell phones. So looking at that compared to with the 13 to 15 and the 16 to 18, we're in the 80% have a cell phone versus 17 and 20% that do not. So these are relative frequencies. Relative frequencies can help us look at data and understand probabilities and so forth, and totals, and looking at the data and being able to analyze that a little better. All right, so a reminder, your key word is relative frequencies. Have a wonderful week and happy mathing.